Hello, the good people of, the internet. There's probably not a lot of you, but whatever. Today, we're gonna be reviewing Omni-Man versus Bardock, a death battle, which we thought might not be a thing anymore, but luckily, a death battle fan just can't stop winning, so we're here right now. And this is a review of Omni-Man. This is a review of the episode, obviously, but it's going to be a bit different, and we'll explain so here in a minute. Obviously, you can hear me stuttering a lot, like I usually do. But I also have a little annoying prick rat with me. Say hello, Capsirus.
I'm not a rat, I'm a monkey. You know this.
No, that's...
I'm a monkey, just like Bardock.
I thought he was a brilliant scientist, actually. So, yeah.
He can be both.
Alright, anyways, as you can tell, this isn't going to be a traditional review of sorts. Me and Cap are kind of just going to be, like, talking about what our thoughts are on the episode. And as of right now, it's been over 2 weeks since the actual episode came out. We've been trying to plan this review because we knew we wanted to do something together and try something different with this review. This doesn't mean that me and him are going to stop having, like, our regular reviews. Just, like, episodes we're interested in, like, both. We may tag team for a bit, and we're just kind of testing the waters out for this now. So,
yeah.
Yes, sorry this took quite a while to come out. I, in particular, was extremely busy, as per usual. So, yeah. Anything you gotta say, Cap, about getting into this at all?
All I'm gonna say is this is what happens when you be financially responsible and spend $50 on a Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah.
Best $50 of my entire life.
Just $50 for Lucariboi.
Would have spent more, but I'm broke.
Yeah. So anyways, let's just get into the review. I think me and him have already said all of our sappy stuff on how happy we are to see the show return, but honestly, I don't really want to get into the sappy stuff. I just kind of, like, we're back to normal at this point. Like, it's all good. We're all past all the scare. It's an episode of Death Battle that got released, and that means we're going to treat it...
Let's talk about some violence!
Yes! We're going to treat it like a normal episode. We're not going to give it special treatment. It is a normal episode of Death Battle, so... yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so starting off, we're going to talk a little bit about the analyses. So, you got any things to start with, Cap?
I feel like, personally, this is just a me thing, personally. I feel like Omni-Man's was a little bit rushed. Like, the pacing was very fast. They didn't really cover a lot of his story, which is fine because the research and, like, the actual, like, calcing and stuff, it was pretty good. I enjoyed them going over, like, Viltrum size and stuff like that, and even the sun disk, and, like, the editing was on point, man.
Yeah, that's, when it comes to not Bardock, Omni-Man's, I can't talk. Omni-Man's analysis specifically, what I really liked about his analysis was really just the editing. But when it comes to Omni-Man, I feel like I can be a bit more lenient on it, because he appeared on the show, like, not even 2 years ago. Like, dang.
Yeah,
no, it's been over 2 years now since Omni-Man vs. Homelander. Yeah.
Yeah, it came
like
out in
2022. So,
well, like, I would agree, but, like, I feel like that episode covered, like, the first part of Omni-Man's story, like, before he left Earth. Like, it ended off with him leaving Earth. And then, like, this one, I felt like was a little gonna pick up where that one left off.
Yeah, I feel like they should have really
gone... Did it?
They should have gone
I mean,
past,
it did, but
Thraxa.
It should have gone a little more in-depth, to me.
Should have gone past Thraxa, and, like...
Yeah.
Jumping over into Bardock's for just a sec, like, they talk about how, well, he kind of died at the end of his story. So I feel like kind of mentioning that, like, I feel like it could have been neat to have, like, talk about Omni-Man's death, and then like have that be the end of the analysis, and then like try to have like a similar feeling for Bardock's analysis, only to just be like, wait, no, actually, wait a minute, he went Super Saiyan.
Especially since because Bardock's analysis is like really long. It's a beefy analysis.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's long. It's just like when it comes to Bardock, like you got to talk about like the normal stuff when it comes to Saiyans, but like you got to get into a lot of unique stuff with him specifically. Like with Omni-Man, Viltrumites don't really have a lot of powers to begin with. They're the definition of flying bricks. They
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. They don't even need to breathe, and bricks don't breathe, last I checked. I hope they don't, that would be pretty creepy, but, yeah, they fly around, they punch things, and they go fast, like a brick, but...
I do really like how Bardock's analysis ends, though. Like, I don't know how everyone else feels about it, but I like how they cover how Bardock went through, like, similar stuff that Goku went through to achieve Super Saiyan. And then talk about how if Frieza hesitated, then Bardock probably would have kicked his ass.
Yeah, just a smidge. But, yeah, with Bardock's analysis, they had... What I really liked about Bardock's analysis is just how different it felt from a normal, like, Dragon Ball analysis. Because, like, yeah, you have, like, the normal stuff. You're talking about, like, the Saiyan pride or whatever. But, like, they really went into, like... They really went into the exact specifics about Planet Vegeta and like the Saiyan race, which I don't even think they like mentioned at all in like Goku vs Superman 3 or like they mentioned.
I didn't even think they did it for Vegeta versus Thor.
I was gonna say I think they talked about it a little bit in Vegeta versus Thor, but like as of now, like in Goku and Vegeta's stories, like they're not that big of a deal. It's just kind of
they're kind of just footnotes, yeah. And with Bardock, it is a different story.
With Bardock, it's like his entire story. Like Bardock's story is essentially Planet Vegeta's story, as a whole. Because then, like when he started to get a little bit suspicious, Frieza like called him back and murdered every single one. But with Bardock, you have like you got to talk about the Great Ape, the Uzaru, however you pronounce it. Got to talk about
Big Monkey.
Yeah, you got to talk about power levels. Gave us something unique, and yeah, it's just I really liked both analysis. Obviously, I think I preferred Bardock's just because of how much new and unique stuff we got. But I still really like Omni-Man's analysis, really because of like the editing. Like the editing in Bardock's is like good. It's just like
the editing in Omni-Man's like
it's just
top tier.
Insane, and obviously it's because like his entire analysis was like made up of like comics and stuff.
Yeah,
like, they mainly use like anime footage and like manga panels for Bardock, which doesn't allow as much to do because it's already like animated footage and then just white and black.
Yeah,
but.
I do think the lack of cutaway gags as well. Now I get it that this isn't a fault of the episode, but like I feel like the cutaway gags kind of because the cutaway gags in like previous episodes kind of like slow the pacing down a bit for like jokes and stuff, and I feel like the lack of them here kind of like that's why like Omni-Man's analysis feels really like fast paced to me.
The reason
again, not a fault of the episode.
Analysis feels fast-paced to me, honestly, is because of the editing. And like, don't get me wrong, like DJ, he did a goodness gracious, he went all out for Omni-Man's analysis. But like, just with how much is going on, it does make it feel a bit like overstimulating.
Yeah.
At points, but like that might just be a me thing, and like. I'm not trying to, like, dog on the editing at all, because I'm literally saying that it's so good that it distracted me from everything else in the episode. So that should really say something. Like, DJ he really went
editing's
all out.
Really good. Honestly, probably, like, it's, like, some of the best editing in the entire series.
I'd go as far as to say it is, like, Bill Cipher had some pretty cool editing in his analysis, but, like, just take those cool editing tricks and just the entire Omni-Man analysis.
Yeah.
But yeah, as a whole, I really like the analyses. They're obviously not the best analyses or rundowns we've ever gotten.
I do like the analyses as well.
But like,
I think
I think
There's like a pretty there's like a decent chunk of story, decent chunk of verses, and again, I actually do like how in depth they go with
I think it's the perfect balance between like something old and then something new.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, we've seen Omni-Man before, and we've seen what Viltrumice can do, but then we get to see like a whole new like range of what Omni-Man can do, and we've seen so many Saiyans and Dragon Ball characters, but like Bardock specifically allows for like a lot of new stuff that's never even been touched before. So it's like you're in that comfy place of like knowing the characters, but like also like you get a taste of something new. I like that.
Yeah.
And then there's also the intro.
Speaking of,
there's also the prelude, which was like really short for some reason. I kind of hope.
Oh yeah, no, the prelude felt like super. They kind of just said the names of the characters. They were like Omni-Man versus Bardock, and then they went into like
the more in depth, versus the
which is a little bit weird, and I'm not sure if I like entirely like that. I'll probably get used to it.
I just want them to stop trying to mess with like the prelude, because it like worked. It worked as it was. Like you say things and the epithets of the characters, give them a little gist of what they're about, and then just like sort of say the connections of the matchup, and it's just like it's comfortable. It works.
I'm sure we'll get used to it, because like it felt jarring when they like didn't have like end clips for like Jinx versus Harley.
But
I'm sure we'll get used to it.
I mean, the end clips, they were never that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Honestly, some kind of mess with the pacing, so I feel like after they got adjusted to it, I really think it helped the pacing.
It definitely helped.
Yeah. But anyways, I feel like we've been kind of talking about the
analyses. Yeah. So speaking of stuff, of new Saiyan stuff, let's talk about the fight. Oh my god.
Oh boy. Well, I'm excited to talk about this fight.
Was awesome, and I feel like because it was so awesome, we should get our grievances out of the way.
Oh yeah, just get some of our major grievances out of the way. So just like some minor nitpicks in this like specific shot right here. Omni-Man's model really looks like a Muppet, and I don't know what it is. I'm pretty sure it's like the teeth that are showing that like make it look like off, because like I thought like, oh okay, Omni-Man's model looks weird, but like in other shots he looks fine. He looks
fine.
Yeah,
the model itself does look nice, especially for being a Devil Artemis original. But like, dang man, it is a little bit jarring to get used to at first.
No, I think it's a really good looking model. It's just in this specific shot, I thought it was the angle, but then the next shot he looks fine. It's like the same exact angle. It's like, so it's just really weird. He just maybe it's
me it's his face.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a bit too many wrinkles.
Yeah, because like he looks sort of determined. Just like a smidge in like the next shot he's in, but like he kind of like looks bored, just a little bit. And yeah, so that's one of my grievances. You got some too, right, Kat?
Yeah. I like the fact that they kind of like fused two references into one, with Omni-Man flying towards Bardock and then the Mortal Kombat reference. My problem with the Mortal Kombat reference though is that they kind of they didn't really follow through with it. Because, like, in Mortal Kombat 1, he shoves his opponent away, then he flies around the entire world and punches them. Here, he kind of just shoves Bardock away and then punches him. He doesn't do, like, the whole fly around the world. And it was included in the storyboard, so I don't know what got lost in translation here.
Yeah. That leads into another, like, one of my nitpicks. It's just, like, this... And obviously, like, there's a lot that's like going to alleviate this criticism a lot, but like there's a lot of stuff in the storyboards that just make the fights make like a bit more sense. Like, like you get like all the bug people like in the beginning, and then like shows up and goes, oh great, another bug planet, and then there's like nothing there, and it's just like, oh, I guess he already just knew this was a bug planet. Just there, but it's not a terribly big deal. It's just like, obviously there was going to be time constraints and like budget issues, because like this is an
it is an independent episode.
Like obviously the first independent death battle isn't going to start off with an immediate, like, perfect 10 out of 10 that includes every single thing we wanted to see, because, like, we gotta be lenient with it. We're not treating this episode with special treatment, but we do have to
but we have to at least give it we have to cut it a little bit of slack.
But, like, the thing is, they're, like, they are doing really fine. Like, so it's really just, like, just time constraints and, like, some budgetary issues, really, that were, like, the problem here. And that's just because they're getting used to it, so... Yeah, that's pretty much my say on that. But another is just like, and then there's like Bardock's line, like where he says like, "Don't underestimate me," and then
no, that kind of felt like very.
It felt random.
Yeah, and it felt like misplaced a bit. I feel like if they had like a quick fix that at least I would think would work is like if they had like Omni-Man, like when they're doing that clash, they go like, Omni-Man says, "This planet isn't anyone's to conquer," and then Bardock's like, "Don't underestimate me." Maybe I feel like that would be a little better.
It's just
I'm still not too big on the line itself, but if I had to use it, then I'd probably do it like that.
It's just weird because like the context of Omni-Man saying that is like if Omni-Man
it's like he automatically knows that he, like, Bardock is a conqueror, despite the fact that he's meeting him for the first time here.
I don't really mind that. It's just, like, I feel like it would make sense if, like Nolan said, this planet isn't yours to conquer, because then that kind of insults his pride a bit, like, this planet isn't deserving, or, like, this planet, like, is my territory, like, only I am the one who should conquer this, so it kind of insults his pride a little bit.
And again, this is part of like this is when Omni-Man's kind of like he doesn't get what's going on. Like in Invincible, when he's on Thraxa, he's kind of mellowed out. He's not there. He's not really conquered the planet. He just kind of saved some Thraxans, and they were like, you know what? As a show of goodwill, and because you're super strong, you can be our leader. He didn't really conquer the planet, and he's like trying to do better.
But like, no,
but I feel like if he's like, this planet is under my protection, you're not gonna conquer it. Get out.
Like, essentially, Omni-Man is telling Bardock to get out of his house, and Bardock responds by saying, "Don't underestimate me." Like, it just feels like him saying that just wasn't really prompted. Like, if Omni-Man like insulted his pride in some way, then like
and then Bardock said donut. Yeah, that would make a lot more sense. Yeah,
but like it's not really that huge of a deal. It's just like I said, these are just nitpicks.
Yeah,
and then like
although one genuine grievance I have. Okay, the tail scene. I love it. It is really funny. It is great. My problem is it does two things that really bug me. Because like when like Omni-Man swings the tail towards Bardock, it's like very like it like feels large. It like moves slowly, and like it's like there's like a really big like sound effect to it, for lack of a better term. And then as soon as he hits Bardock, it's like as light as a feather, and like any like sound just like has no impact. It feels like a finger snap. And it also breaks the 180 rule, because like you have Bardock facing one way with the tail coming towards him, and then immediately he's facing the other way. Like, don't get me wrong, I still love the scene, and I still think it's amazing. It's hilarious, and I'm very glad that they did it. But it does have some issues that kind of break my immersion a bit.
And honestly, I know we're still on the topic of nitpicks, but honestly, like, I think that stuff kind of works in, like, the joke's favor, because, like, you got Omni-Man, like, I'll talk about that in just a minute. I guess we can finish our nitpicks real quick. Do you have any more, Kat?
Yeah. The only one I can really quantify as a nitpick is I would have preferred if Omni-Man were to swung Grade 8 Bardock around a few more times before his tail detached. Because, like, he kind of just swings him around once, and then his tail pops off. I kind of wish, like, there was a little more effort into it. Maybe like one or two more times, and then the tail pops off.
I can kind of get that, but like the final voice crack. The final nitpick I really have listed is that there is some awkward pacing at places, and honestly,
Yeah.
I kind of feel like if you swung him around a few more times, then that would have kind of added to the issue. Because it's really just like certain scenes, such as like Omni-Man about to get hit by the key blast, like he has more than enough time to just get out of the way, but he just chooses to block for like 5 seconds straight while it's just flying towards him. And like, yeah, it's good impact. It's just like it really just takes forever to land. And then there's Bardock transforming into the Great Ape. Like, you got like a shot of him, like his chest beating or like whatever, and then he just says, "Wait till you see the power of the Saiyan," and then just boom, he's the monkey man.
Well, that was also in the storyboards. They had like a
I really wish like the hand came out of the crater. That would have been sick. But
that would have been sick. It would have reminded me a bit of like the Ten Tails from Vader Obito, where like you see the hand just like come out and then land on the ground, and then you cut to the Ten Tails firing the tailed beast bomb at Vader.
Yeah, I think that really would have done.
That was sick.
I think it really been cool. But like I said,
speaking
speaking
of Big Monkey itself, I'm very happy we finally seen an Ozaru in Death Battle.
It's weird that it's taken this long.
I know,
but like I can get it because like really the only person I feel like that could have been like I don't think there really is anyone viable.
Yeah, no, there's really no one else.
Because like we've always used adult Goku, and like if we get like Kid Goku in an episode one day, then I feel like they'll probably use Ozaru. But like obviously Vegeta wouldn't work because we gotta use Ultra Ego, and he went Super Monkey like way before that. So
yeah.
It's not like you can have him be the big monkey against Thor, and then he, like, throws away the tail, and he's just like, now you are small man again, aha, and he just goes, don't insult my pride! And then Broly shows up to beat the crap out of Thor.
And then Broly shows up.
Kakarot!
I mean, if you want to count Ikari Broly, considering that, like, that Broly is basically just the power of a great ape in the regular body, then I guess you can count that as our first Ozaru transformation, but...
No, you can't. What are you trying to yap about, Cat?
Well, if you really want to stretch it.
Yeah, if you want to stretch
you really want to, like, pull a Mr. Fantastic.
On the topic of, like, going back to the tail thing, I really think, like, what your nitpicks, like, are on that scene, like, really benefit the scene as a whole, because... Well, the reason I like it being slow, because, like, you got, like, Omni-Man, like, the whole scene, it works naturally. Like, Omni-Man, like, Bardock swacks Omni-Man with, like, his tail.
With his tail, and then Omni-Man is, like, holding on to the tail,
instead of getting hit away with it, he grabs hold on it, and he uses the, like, tail to swing him around, accidentally pulling off Bardock's tail because they stated him to be stronger. So, reasonably, that is something he could accidentally do if he, like, was giving enough force into the swing.
That's like, actually, that's another thing I want to talk about.
Let me finish what I'm talking about, Cap. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay, you finish. You finish first.
Yes. Okay, thank you. But, yeah, like, and then, like, Omni-Man's, like, confused by it, because obviously he wouldn't know what would happen, so he's like, what? Wait, what just happened? And then, like, Bardock is confused, and he's, like, looking at his hands like, also, what just happened? Because he doesn't really remember anything that happened through transformation. And then just, like, while he's looking at his hands and, like, trying to remember what happened after the rough night at the bar, we just see this tail just extending out of the background while, like, the noise gets, like, louder and louder, and, like, Bardock just, like, looks behind it, like, and it cuts to him saying, like, crap.
Drops a funny one-liner and then gets smacked in the face.
I'm not going to say the word because I don't want to swear. But,
we don't
and then just, like, we just see it slowly approaching him and just, like, getting bigger and, like, louder, and he just drops that one-liner, and then Omni-Man quickly just, boom! Right in the face, sending him straight into space. And I think the tail has enough impact. I don't really think it lacks impact. I think it does really have enough impact. It's more on the suddenness of it that is used for, like, the impact.
But that is, like, you brought up, like, Omni-Man's strength during your point there. That is something I want to talk about. I really like how their research, like, influences the fight, basically. Because in the fight, okay, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen the episode, it's been 2 weeks. In the post-analysis, they say Omni-Man is stronger, but Bardock is much faster.
Which is really
and you actually
funny.
see that in the episode with
really
Bardock whenever he prioritizes his skill.
Goodness gracious.
Pardon?
It's really funny if you were like keeping up with the community, because
my God,
everybody was sure that Omni-Man was faster, and everybody was sure that Bardock was stronger.
Yeah, but like whenever Bardock like prioritizes speed and technique, he gets the upper hand. But when he tries to go in for raw power, that's when Omni-Man is able to gain the upper hand, because he's like much physically stronger. And like you see this in moments like the like when he uses the Bardock's Saiyan pod as a way to kind of like distract him, so he can get like one massive punch on him, and it's really cool. So yeah, I know a lot of people are kind of like on the fence on whether or not like specifically that one person in my Ben versus Hal review who said their animation doesn't have to reflect their research, but it is nice to see their animation reflect the research.
It is, yeah. And what I like specifically about that is that like they don't sacrifice like how the characters like fight in of themselves, because like Viltrumites, they're known for using their...
They're still very punch happy.
No, they're known for using their speed, like, along with their strength to win fights, but, like, it's mainly, like, look at, random example, the fight between Invincible and, the freaking sea monster, or whatever, in, like, episode 3 of season 3? Or, no, 2. I'm like, watching through the series right now. So, like, it's fresh.
I know what you're talking about.
But,
I know
like,
when he's in Atlantis.
Yeah, and he's, like, using his speed to, like, just overpower the monster. But, and Omni-Man, like, he still does that. Like, look at the, like, scene of, like, Omni-Man, like, flying towards, like, the Ki Blast. Like, I really like this scene because it has just, like, a lot of impact, because you see all the Ki Blasts.
It has such a great sense of speed. It feels like he's breaking the sound barrier just by flying.
No, I'm sure he did, because we hear that really impactful boom.
Yeah, we hear that really, like, that boom.
And then just zooming.
And while we're talking about impactful sound effects, the Great Ape Beam, oh my God, that was so awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of great impact in this fight. But, like Bardock... like, even though Omni-Man is stronger and Bardock, like, is faster...
Is much faster.
Like, he uses the Saiyan's way of fighting, of kind of, like, getting around the opponent to, like, just hit him with, like, the deadliest blows that you can. And then, like, Omni-Man is using, like, his speed and tacticianry to really, like, get around Bardock as well. But since he's stronger, there are moments where, like, he has to use his just raw strength in order to get around Bardock rather than his speed. And since Bardock is faster, then he has to essentially play, like, keep away from Omni-Man until he can just, like, blitz him with attacks. Like in that first sequence of them fighting, like, because Omni-Man, like, he got like, the hits on him, but, like, as soon as, like, Bardock had a chance, he, like, teleported up behind him. And then, like,
nothing personnel, kid.
He, like, instant transmission behind him, and then was able to, like, get the upper hand.
Yeah,
I like how they represented that.
The fight choreography overall was really good in this fight.
Yeah, the fight choreography, I have no issues with that. Like, honestly,
absolutely not. No,
the only issues I really have,
choreography itself, top tier.
Only issues I really have is just, like, stuff that wasn't able to be included. Really, but, like, the fight itself, it's really freaking good. Yeah.
And, like, visually as well, it looks really good. Like, I already mentioned the big monkey beam being, like, super impactful, but, like, the lighting as well was just, oh my God.
We cannot just mention the lighting without mentioning, like...
the freaking, like, climax of the fight in space with the Blue Star.
Was stellar. Like,
and then like, Bardock Super Saiyan, like, the golden Super Saiyan glow.
We gotta talk about
very nicely contrasts with the cold blue of the star.
We gotta talk about the voice actors just real quick.
Oh, yeah, no. I really did like Tom Schultz. I love Tom Schultz Omni-Man. Like, it's just such a it's such a cool take on the character.
It's just because we didn't get to see that side against Homelander because why
Yeah, because he was like barely trying. So the fact that he actually had to put effort,
Homelander.
so the fact that he actually had to put effort in, just I love it.
Like he's been like he hasn't really like yelled this entire fight. He's been trying to like keep his cool because he doesn't want to like get over his head. But like when he's just done and ready to end it all, that's when he puts like all the effort into that yell.
Yeah,
and he throws like the freaking hardest punch he can.
And then Cameron Nicod as freaking Bardock was honestly, I was really like up to like during the waiting period for this episode, I was really hoping they'd bring back Takahata 101 to reprise his role from like the Team 4-star Bardock. But honestly, I'm kind of glad that they did it now because Cameron Nicod as Bardock was such an inspired choice.
And I feel like in the context of Bardock, like Frieza, it makes sense because like it was kind of
Frieza, it makes sense. Vegeta, it makes sense. But for like someone like Goku and Bardock, I feel like getting other voice actors works much better.
It works better for the characters, and obviously like the 4-star actors aren't like bad; they are really good. And
they're not bad, but
like for like representing the character as like best as they can.
Yeah,
and that's their goal because like you kind of have to do that with Omni-Man versus Bardock, and like they really wanted to do that with Goku versus Superman. I feel like getting voice actors that
Michael Kovac for Goku was.
Gosh, dude, I still can't get that Kamehameha. But
honestly, like everything in this episode just sounded amazing. Like, again, for me personally, apart from that, like the impact of the tail hitting Bardock, everything else was like 10 out of 10 sound design.
Oh yeah,
just like the track. Seamless segue.
But yeah, now like getting into like that final sequence, then just like like Cap said, the blue star, like that, like the cool blue contrasting with like the Super Saiyan transformation. Like we didn't even mention like the "I won't let you take me from my world" line. That's just mwah, bro.
Oh, so raw.
And then like
just, like, I'm honestly very shocked that Cameron didn't freaking splay his vocal cords out across the recording booth because like, damn, man.
But like, dude, the whole Super Saiyan transformation was awesome. But then like the final like Super Saiyan versus Omni-Man like fight was just stellar with like the lighting and the triumphant music in the background is just and like Omni-Man's yell whenever he has to like throw away the like Kamehameha.
Oh my god.
They're really putting
and then like the final clap.
They're putting their all into this. Like they both
they put like 110% into this episode
because they have something to fight for. Like Omni-Man's mentioned his son and how he doesn't want the world to be taken away. Another conqueror like him, like the mistakes he made, and then like Bardock, his sons need him. Like his sons
need him. Yeah.
So they both have some really high stakes in this fight, and I guess Omni-Man also mentioned his son as well, but.
The sun line I wasn't too big on, but
honestly,
they did basically recreate the "Can he beat Goku" meme, which unintentionally is really funny.
I just like it being like a reverse "My dad can beat your dad."
Yeah, my son can beat your son.
I really like the exchange. Like I don't really care how awkwardly placed or like out of place it is.
Yeah, I guess
it's just a funny line, and also like it Bardock's prompted to say it. Like Omni-Man mentions his son and compares him to Bardock, saying that he's not ready for this fight, and then Bardock simply just says, "Well, my sons could beat
my sons can beat your sons."
Yeah, my sons.
Your son.
Yeah, and he says that because like he knows his sons aren't really all that powerful yet, so it's kind of an insult to Omni-Man
he's like, especially freaking Kakarot, who has like a power level of like what 3.
At the time, I think he only
had the time,
like 2, so he wasn't really stacking up to much. Yeah,
that just it's actually like a kind of wholesome father moment from a character like Bardock, who's kind of not really the best dad, but
at least he's a brilliant scientist.
He is a brilliant scientist.
But yeah, like,
right.
Yeah, the whole just like fight was really good. We got him like the music,
solid state Invincible, great track.
Apparently, Invincible just being cursed with having the worst track names of all time. Freaking Solid State Invincible was a really
terrible track names for like the most banger tracks ever.
You think Diabolical Invincible Me is good? So where's Diabolical Invincible Me 2? Oh my gosh.
Actually, that's another thing. I kind of like how this episode, just overall, like it kind of feels like a sequel to Omni-Man versus Homelander.
Oh yeah, I can definitely.
Like Omni-Lander ended off with Omni-Man flying off to God knows where.
I assume,
and then
like
Omni-Man versus Bardock starts off with, well, Omni-Man on Thraxa, implying that he kind of flew there.
In a week.
Yep.
So
yeah.
there you have it. Omni-Man versus Homelander takes place canonically a week after Omni-Man. Wait, no. Omni-Man versus Bardock takes place a week after Omni-Man versus Homelander.
Yeah.
Death Battle cinematic.
But since Nolan's suit isn't really damaged in Omni-Man versus Homelander, so
now I'm just imagining like Omni-Man just like looking down upon Bardock and just being like, well, at least the threat is taken care of. Who are those two big guys that just threw my planet at the other? What?
Just like when Omni-Man, when freaking Bardock lands on Earth, Thraxa, Omni-Man's just like, you should have died at birth.
No, imagine just like Bardock, not Bardock, Omni-Man like throws him into the sun, and then he looks back just, well, at least the planet's safe, and then just freaking the end of Wario versus DDD happens and it explodes.
He just sees DDD doing the freaking pose at the end.
What the heck, man? What the heck, man? Are you serious?
Oh man, we have got to talk about the post analysis because this because we are just like gushing about the fight right now.
Well,
post analysis. I like how in depth they went with it. Not really sold on the Sun Disk, especially since like chronologically it takes place before the Viltrum feat, and considering how big the Viltrum feat is supposed to be in the context of Invincible, doesn't really make any sense to me personally.
Well, from what I've heard, the context of that scene was that like the core of the planet was like so hot that
because Space Racer used his Infinity Ray to like destabilize the core. I mean, not like it wouldn't matter that much anyway, because like they still flew through the planet and destroyed it.
Yeah, and then but I feel like people are paying way too much attention to the Viltrum feat, and obviously there's a lot of shaky scaling when it comes to that, but like the Sun Disk feat was like the main thing they went with.
Yeah.
And like at that time, there wasn't a single weapon in the arsenal of the Coalition of Planets that could hurt a Viltrumite. So I feel like there's enough liability, or like enough reasonability that it works. It works.
Yeah, I guess.
And like, people always say like, oh, but for Omni-Man, you gotta work into all these assumptions, and you gotta work on all these comparisons and stuff, and it's just not liable enough. Bardock's
you have to do the same for Bardock as well. He's freaking featless in Dragon Ball.
All of Bardock's feats require comparisons. Bardock literally has nothing unless you compare him to other characters.
Exactly.
So if you don't want to get into scaling, then
like if you wanna compare them based on their feats alone, Omni-Man can freaking toss around asteroids the size of Texas. Bardock destroys buildings on the regular.
Well, he doesn't on the regular, obviously. So
So, like, we have, like, what? Multi-continental versus building level. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, last I checked, Omni-Man is not the size of a building. And he's not bigger than the size of a building, so I don't think he could survive that.
Yeah. But, again, I think the post-analysis, for what they researched, I think it's pretty good.
I don't have any issues with it, and, like, obviously, I was surprised, and me and King were sure that Bardock was gonna take it. And I really like when, like, I mean, obviously, like, not when the character I'm rooting for loses in that context, like, that hurts. But, like,
yeah,
I'm more familiar with Nolan as a character, and, like, after watching, like, Invincible, I'm really attached to his character, like, and, like, his arc. And Bardock's pretty cool, too. I'm just more familiar with Nolan, so I was happy to see him.
I gotta say, though, the amount of discourse this episode caused really made me wish Bardock won.
I don't even
Just so I wouldn't have to hear random dinguses on Twitter freaking whining about, Bardock should have won, Bardock should have won.
I don't even care.
But, like, again, if you're judging a death battle episode solely on its verdict, then you need to leave.
You see, the thing is...
You should have died at birth.
The thing is... the people who research Death Battle likely passed other classes in school, and the people who complain about this one fictional character not absolutely destroying another one, I wouldn't really count on them being able to pass math and calculate the same feet at the L1 point. Because obviously, I really can't say, like, well, my calculation, it wasn't really exactly, because, like...
They should have gotten Bardock to do it. He's a brilliant scientist.
Yep. They really should have. Like, come on. You got a brilliant scientist right there. Bardock, what do you think? I think I win.
Nah, I'd win.
You don't know what you're saying.
I'd win.
Nah, I'd win.
You should have died at birth.
So, yeah, post-analysis is...
pretty good. Overall, episode is a great episode. It's one of those episodes that, like Omni-Man, just gets better with age.
Oh, yeah.
And it's only been out for, like, 2 weeks.
Yeah. And,
at the time of writing
whichever video you're watching, I'm pretty sure we're gonna use the same audio for different... like, the 2 different channels, but, like, we're gonna say our own original thoughts at, like, the end. So...
Plus, this is the very first episode, this is the very first video where I debut my new ranking system, so that's exciting.
Ooh. I'll be sure to watch, Capsirus' video. I don't know if we're gonna, like, edit, like, this whole video, like, normally, because I'm pretty sure this review is...
I'm probably just gonna make it, like, a podcast thing.
That's
just throw the thumbnail of Omni-Man versus Bardock. And then call it a day.
That's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do specific screens at, like, the end, I guess. But yeah.
But yeah, that was our review of Omni-Man versus Bardock. It's good.
Now the next time, I know someone who's really excited for this.
Yeah.
Oh, Joker versus Freaky.
Jorno turned Joker's bullets into bees!
Yeah, as of recording this,
the preview came out, we watched it, it's peak.
Okay,
we're excited. I need the track yesterday.
I wasn't, sold completely on the matchup, because, like, I mean, I'm not, like, not in the matchup itself, like, I knew the matchup was gonna come eventually, and I'm fine with it. Like, I wanted to see Joker on the show, because I like him in Smash Bros, and I want to get into JoJo. So, like, I also am interested to see what Jorno can do, but, like, as a matchup, like, I wasn't too interested because I wasn't too invested into either series. But,
all I'm saying is, if Joker doesn't decapitate Arsene with the guillotine in the middle of the fight, it's 0 out of 10.
I don't know the context of that.
You don't know per se, yeah.
So, after watching that preview, I am completely sold on this being a banger, because, oh my lord, like, the track is carrying, but, like, the animation, like, the animation rig is clean, the voice acting sounds, like, pretty good. Jorno's Italian, so I hope he dies, but... yeah, if we want to talk about winners, My take on this match is that, like, it really can just go either way. This match isn't debatable. It's really just, who do you think wins? I guess it is debatable. It's just a debate on who you think stomps the ever-living, like, garbage out of the other.
I mean, even with Return to Zero, Jorno's got, he's got some catching up to do.
I mean, yeah, it's like...
It's not exactly going to be a cakewalk for old
stats
Macaroni.
versus hacks debate.
Yeah, it's the whole tower versus hack debate.
Even more than Obito versus Vader. Because they put them even in stats for some reason, even though...
And hey, the more hacksier character won that episode.
Yeah, but, like, they were even in stats at that point. They, like, I think they made Obito stronger, actually.
Yeah, no, Obito was, like, slightly stronger.
Just, like, the very slight... Just the slightest amount of stronger. But,
just a smidge. Just a smidge.
Yeah, so obviously he would win that if he also had just some crazy hacks to go along with that.
Yeah.
But, like, Joker is leagues stronger than Giorno. But,
100%.
But, like, Giorno's hacks
Bro's,
are,
like casually universal. And, like, casually Persona fans. I'm not lowballing Joker. It's like, you can get him much higher. So high. But, like, Joker, like, on the casual level is universal. Meanwhile, Giorno is, like, probably, like... You can probably scale him to, like, the same place Dio is, which was, like, town level, I think. Probably.
It's just his hacks are insane.
Yeah, no, Return to Zero is freaking busted.
So
I don't think Joker has anything to counter it, actually. So he might have to rely solely on his strength.
I think there is, like, some things you can do, because, like, Joker does have some reality warping, like,
that's true.
abilities, so I really, as of right now, I do kind of buy the Joker W just a little bit more, and I hope he wins, because I like him more, but, like, I wouldn't mind seeing Giorno win, and I can very well see them just saying that, yep, Joker has absolutely no way to kill Giorno. Okay, the next time is, refrigerator versus microwave.
Microwave W, let's go.
Nah, bro, Fridge got that. But, I'm gonna place my bet now and say that Bowser versus Eggman is going to be, the 4th episode. Like, honestly, I know it's probably almost finished, but, like, I don't really know how long Viz Post takes, because obviously I'm not an animator, director, or anything, but I think they would want to work on that a bit more, and it feels more grand, like something you'd want to cap off.
It feels much bigger.
And, like, even though we're not doing seasons anymore, like, they said they're probably going to take breaks in, like, January, so probably they might want to do bigger episodes, or a bigger episode by the end of the year. And I feel like Bowser vs. Eggman, like, with it being, not just it being, like, 2 of the biggest video game villains, but also a whole army fight, like, I feel like that fits perfectly.
Yeah, no, I feel it's probably going to be much bigger. It's probably going to be the 4th episode, yeah.
Yeah. But
alright.
Anyways, also, Boomstick actually said next time on Death Battle, and they brought back the Board of Wisdom. We are saved.
We are so Bardock, baby.
Death Battle, like I said, Death Battle fans just, like, can't stop winning.
This is what happens when you be financially responsible. You can't stop winning.
This is what happens when, you're a Death Battle fan. Yep. You just win. Like, Death Battle versus Warner Bros. Discovery, it was never close. It was always a stomp.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, we're gonna transition to our own unique thoughts, and, yeah, I think this is a pretty cool way to review the episode. It's unique. I don't really see anyone else doing something like this when it comes to the review. Like, it allows us to branch out and, like, say, like, our thoughts in the moment a bit more. Like, I do like the standard way of reviewing. It allows me to get my more cohesive thoughts out.
Yeah.
I found this fun. I found it fun.
Dude.
Huh?
I said me too. This was great. We should do this again.
Oh, I gotta do this for Bowser. We gotta do this for Bowser's segment. Maybe Tom versus Wily, because I'm gonna have a lot to say about that. But I do kind of
I like the more unscripted format. It's a lot easier to make videos for, but
yeah, I don't really have a lot of time. So honestly, there may be some episodes I want to do like a scripted review for, but like with how like little time I have now, like I might just go for the unscripted review now. Make things so much easier. But yeah, we're just gonna transition to our own unique thoughts. Real quick, and yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. If you just click off now, that'd be kind of stupid, but whatever. Yeah, whichever channel you're watching, go check out the other one to see like our other like cohesive thoughts. Yeah, I don't know how to do outros. Yeah, that.
There you go.
Oh, you thought the video was over? Let me break it down for you viewers. While this is the same review as the one on Luke's channel, this one's ending with my rating of the episode. If you want to see what Luke would rate this episode, go check it out on his video, link in the description. So with that all out of the way, let's rate this episode. And yeah, this is the debut of my new rating system. How the system works is that I take 4 different aspects from each episode and rate them out of 25. Those 4 aspects being editing, writing, animation, and analysis. And then I add them all up together and give the score out of 100. This will be my rating system going forward, so without further ado, let's start off with the editing. Editing is going to get a 25 out of 25. The editing in the episode was top-notch. Special shoutouts go to Omni-Man killing the Guardians at the start, the Sun Disk explanation, Ozaru Bardock looming in on Granola and his mother, and a Super Saiyan explanation. All of it, top-notch, some of the best editing in the entire series. Writing is going to get a 20 out of 25. As far as I'm aware, the characters are written well. I like how they use the "this world isn't yours to conquer" line when Omni-Man is defending Thraxa from Bardock. And then Bardock's Saiyan pride is showcased very well in this episode as well. But the weak link comes from the analyses. I felt like the pacing of each analysis segment were a bit rushed. Mainly Omni-Man's, but that's most likely due to the fact that he's a returner and the fact that this episode didn't have any cutaways at all. But either way, they don't really let their words settle. They don't, like, explain one feat, talk a little about story, and then explain another feat, and then it just abruptly ends. It's a little disappointing, I won't lie. Animation is going to get a 25 out of 25. Omni-Man's model is a bit jarring to me, and it is essentially another flying brick fight. But outside of those, the animation has a good sense of speed, the sound design is superb, it's impactful. Omni-Man using Bardock's tail as a weapon is amazing. The lighting is just perfect. The final showdown in space near the blue star and having a contrast with the golden aura of the Super Saiyan was absolutely gorgeous, and I don't even think I need to bring up the track. It's just amazing. And finally, the analysis is going to get a 10 out of 25. I do like how in-depth they go with their analyses and the post-analysis, but their research just doesn't gel with me. I don't think they should have given Bardock Super Saiyan. I think the Sun Disk thing is overhyping Nolan just a little bit and doesn't really make sense canonically. I do like their explanation for the Viltrum feat, but outside of that, I would have preferred they focused on Ozaru rather than using Super Saiyan. But then again, it did lead to that sick final battle in space, so it's not all bad. Anyway, that's going to leave Omni-Man vs. Bardock with a 80 out of 100. It's a great episode with some phenomenal editing, absolutely gorgeous visuals, and really good character writing, but it's brought down by its poorly paced analysis segments and subpar research. Overall, it's a really good start to the season, and a really good start for their first ever independent death battle. Next time is going to be Joker vs. Giorno. Really hope someone picks up that phone because I freaking called it. But, yeah, with that out of the way, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're at it, hit that like button as well as the subscribe button. And ring the bell if you want to see any more of my videos. Follow me on my social in the description below, and check out Lucariboi review as well as our reaction to the episode. Both will be in the description. Anyway, with all that in mind, I'll see you later, Cap Nation. Bye-bye!